Previously on SalTV, our heroes opened up a gate to the netherworld and unleashed the Dark Medic. Just kidding, it's another shoutcast. But anyway, I did spot that Dark Medic, and I thought that was pretty hilarious. Apparently, we have some swag spam going on, which is pretty cool. But this game today is from ESEA Open between SYOPS TF2 and the Superfriends Yo, which is the team captain, apparently, is what they're called. Got some noisemakers going on, too, so this is already looking to be a crazy game. The game was played last week, so I was asked to cast it by a good friend of mine, SYOPS TF2. You may recognize at least one member of that team, and we'll talk about it after the mid-fight is down. But right now, oops. It's like red team here, SYOPS, getting a little bit caught up here in the corner. So they're getting surrounded right now. Yeah, and that's not going to be good for them. Looks like they're losing most of their players here. Have not gotten a single kill yet, although the medic here is pretty close. But actually, speaking of people we know, what's up, Jesus? How you doing? The Superfriends Yo apparently holding on to one of XTV's own, Jesus, right here on the soldier. So it's pretty awesome. And of course he's playing along with Mela, Bio, Combat Toast, Predecessor, and Hooli. But the one I was going to say, who actually sent me this demo, is Mike. Mike from SYOPS TF2, playing with Blueberry Villain. Can't hit anything, his friendly scout. I think he told me that Speed Hack was in this game, but I don't see him. Anyway, I know he's played against him before. Here comes a crit streak right now from the team captain, aka Superfriends Yo, and it looks like it's done crazy damage so far. It's 4 against 3 right now, but they just need to get somebody on the point here. They're having a little bit of trouble because of that demo man, but it's going to be it. Yeah, the Superfriends, well, they should be able to get in here, but Mike on the heavy right now is kind of tearing it up, keeping them off just for the moment, but no, now the demo man has managed to hide behind a little bit. And there goes Mike. So it is 1-0 right now in favor of Superfriends Yo. So we're gonna find. There we go. We're gonna watch Blix. My stream chat's still making fun of me for the Dark Medic thing. It's pretty great. All right. Boom. Not a bad rollout, although the stutter step there was probably a little bit unnecessary. That is a scary looking demo man. What a costume. Alright, as our next mid-fight comes down here, though, we're going to see whether our blue team can manage to do the same sort of surrounding tactics they did before. They've got a bombing-in soldier so far, but he can get taken out really fast. Looks like he's probably using those gunboats to be able to do as much of the jumping as he is. But no, pretty much everybody from Superfriends Yo got spammed out of the choke point there while they were dealing with that one roaming, bombing soldier. Interesting, interesting. So now we've got Jesus hanging back here, looking like he's playing the pocket with his medic, Combat Toast, for the Superfriends Yo. I can't even say that, because if I say Superfriends Yo, I'm too square, I'm too nerdy to be able to say that properly. I'm just going to call them the Superfriends. That's easier for me. But no, we've got a pretty typical Warmfront standoff here, where you're going to see the team who's lost mid sit back in here on the garage. This is the right call to make. Like we've seen teams multiple times this week standing outside here in this little yard, and it just does not work at all. You tend to get bombed very, very quickly from the... Somebody's suggesting I do a longer pause before the Yo. I don't think that's going to work. Anyway, the Ubers are down right now. There we go. Finally found one of our Ubers. And red team had to pop a little bit first, but very quickly Blueberry Villain getting himself in a good position up here on top of the enemy combo, so he should be just fine to... No, I'm going to back out a little bit. Okay, so he's taking a bit too much damage. Maybe the rest of his team was too, so it looks like the call has been made to back out. And now, here comes Jesus trying to do it. This is the exact same thing here that Blueberry was doing earlier, which is spam down on top of the enemy. But it looks like SYOPS, have taken way too much damage, so Combat Toast, keeping the high ground here. He's got to be careful. This is a very, very narrow area to be standing on, but he did dodge a good rocket there, so Combat Toast, showing us that Combat Toast itself, the toast that you make if you're in the army, is actually pretty darn good at surviving some harrowing combat situations. So SYOPS have lost a middle point here. They've also lost Mike, it looks like, but medic getting spammed by our scouts. Oh, I'm trying to find a good camera angle for this. But the action is just moving all over the place, and there you go. The medic was forced there for the Superfriends Yo. This is probably too long a pause. I'm just terrible at this. Apparently, Jesus is pretty fresh, though. And here comes the Uber from SYOPS TF2. So they're going to push right back in. They did lose their demo man, though, and it sounded like he was actually lost pretty close to the medic. Not going to be very good for SYOPS. They have managed to start capping mid, but then they're going to be stopped here by a bombing soldier. And meanwhile, there is a backup going on. That is going to be Bio from Superfriends. Trying to take on these scouts here, and it's just barely stopped by both the scouts. Can't hit anything, and Mike. So nicely done to them to stop the back cap temporarily, but there's only 3 players left alive for SYOPS. That is a problem with trying to deal with a back cap, is that you send 1 or 2 players back to deal with it, and yeah, maybe you can stop them from capping, but then you've got, if your medic and the combo don't turn around, you lose them, and that is what happened. The combo did get crushed at mid there. So now Superfriends have managed to push in with most of their team and capture, but they lost their medic. So SYOPS actually in a decent position. They should be able to cap this point anyway. And there you go. Can't hit anything. Grabbing health kits. Can't. Oh, equalized. Mela doing some good work there. I like that tag, by the way, the CPT. It just makes me want to call all of them Captain. Captain Combat Host. I might start doing that because that's pretty awesome. Anyway, Mela, for a second, taking the job of the pocket. But, as you can see, he's, I think, let's find this. Oh, gotta get a good angle here. Yeah, definitely wearing the gunboats there. You can see the little metal things on top of his shoes, so he's not going to take a lot of damage from his own rocket jumps. And that's actually a bad thing to have as a pocket. First off, you don't have a shotgun, so it's harder to defend your medic against scouts, because they're kind of tough to hit with the splash damage from rockets sometimes. You really want to finish them off with a shotgun. And the other issue is that you can't build an Uber as fast because you have to waste a whole bunch of rockets just to hurt yourself a tiny little bit. So it's much better to have your pocket soldier running the shotgun, and that is why Mela is playing the roamer. It's very, very typical to have the roamer running the gunboats because he can just leap into the enemies after he's at full health or even after he's buffed just a little bit, and then leap back out if it all goes south. And he doesn't take a lot of damage from those leaps, so he's very, very mobile. SYOPS TF2 now hanging out inside their second point, but it's a good defense by them so far, and there's a lot of spam going down right now. They may end up forcing the medic there just with the spam. 117, 120 health now for Combat Toast, so it'll be okay for a little bit. But this is pretty good spam to keep the blue team away from the second point. Meanwhile, what do we see from the Superfriends, I'm sorry, the captains, as they try to push in here? They are pushing the right direction. You want to take the left on Warmfront. It's really, really disadvantageous to try to push in any other way because the left side here is what gives you that high ground overlooking the point, which I've probably said like a billion times before. But the Superfriends making the right choice so far, although they may actually rotate around and try to push in through main. It would be weird, but they can do it. Oh, man. Did somebody say sniper? I don't see a sniper. What are you guys talking about? Anyway, yeah, Superfriends kind of sneaking somebody in through main right now, but that's a very, very easily spammed choke point with the door there. So, I mean, you're looking at just some nastiness. And yeah, so most of SYOPS team, though, is standing on the low ground, kind of trying to deal with this. If the Superfriends rotate around again quickly, yeah, they could have gotten in there. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they... I don't even know what they're waiting for right now. They're waiting for something. Maybe they're waiting for the enemies to push into them. I don't even know. Actually, a bunch of people are complaining that I'm casting without them right now, so if I have time to do a second game today, I will definitely take somebody up on the offer, because I, gotta get that voice rest sometimes, and that's why I'm pretty much not sounding mega excited today. Oops, got camera in the tree there. Nice Uber force, actually, and oh, Blix, very beautiful, but it sounds like Cheerish dropped Uber. That's not good. Nonetheless, the enemies did, the Superfriends lost their medic as well, so the Uber was basically not useful for them. So I mean, yeah, you would have liked to have the Uber for SYOPS if you were in their position, but they still have a big player advantage right now. They're getting a lot of kills here, and they will be able to cap the middle point. They don't have the Uber, but that's okay. They're pressing the enemy team back anyway. And let's just see here. Bio is now sneaking in, actually. Nice jumps by him to stand on top of that fence, or the railing, whatever you want to call it. And looking to basically distract for his jumping in soldiers right now. Jesus getting 2-3 kills there on Mike, Swedes, and Blueberry Villain before finally dropping. Nicely done to him, and now Cheerish getting pushed back with Blix into the second point. Probably gonna even lose second in my esteemed opinion, because of course we all know how awesome I am at TF2, which is not at all. Melee getting taken out there by Blix, so good defense on the medic, but medic 31 health right now, and Blix at 21 health. Cheerish did grab a health kit over here, so we'll be okay, but gotta be really, really careful about that. And now they're in a position where they've got slight Uber disadvantage, but it doesn't matter too much. The Superfriends most likely are not going to push in on this. Yeah, Mela is going to sniper, so they're going to wait for a pick from the sniper instead of pushing in on the clock with their Uber. And actually, we do have can't hit anything on the sniper as well. So let's see, we're on the Mela cam right now. We will see here if we will see here if Mela Sorry, I'm reading my stream chat. I shouldn't do that while I'm casting. We'll see if Mela can get the snipe, or if it's gonna be counter snipe time from SYOPS TF2. By the way, SYOPS TF2, I believe, is another sponsor. Mike, of course, was on the Fragnetic / Water Vapor team, but it sounds like they've gotten sponsored now by... Oh, Can't Do Anything is down. I think that's going to be time to push. Yeah, good shooting indeed, says the medic. I like that. Good. Way to cheer on your team, medic. But they're not pushing in yet, interestingly enough. They may be going for the medic, or, you know, right now they're trying to feel it out anyway. I almost said feel it up. Is that wrong? I guess that's wrong. Sounds like the heavy is trying to do some work here, but there goes the Uber. Popped a little bit early, but they've lost Swedes now, and there's somebody standing on the point. They finally get their medic to just stand on it while he's flashing the Uber to the right players, keeping them from taking too much damage. Mela's down, and now there goes Judas as well, but we've still got pressure coming in from the blue team. It's just that they have not gotten enough picks to really make this push worth it. Chiris has 25% Uber right now, and Can't Do Anything is actually pushing out, leading the way for the rest of his team. Buyout got taken down by Mike on the heavy, so... It's only 3 players left. 2 just did respawn there for blue, but I think SYOPS could be able to capture their second point once again. They got to play it right, though, and they got to get there fast, they got to be aggressive, and they've got to not lose players. If you lose players, you are in big trouble right now. So, well done by them. I know they're being a little bit too tentative, though, and yeah, now they need to back out. So get the players out of there, and no, they lose 2 players there to Mela. Very nicely done by Mela there. Juggling that soldier up in the air, keeping the scout away as well, so that's probably going to be it. We're going to see the push real soon. Uber's ready to go here for Combat Toast right about now, and Hooli doing so much damage there. Yeah, that's going to be it. Nice capture by the Superfriends. Yo. It is 2-0 in favor of the Superfriends. And Captain Juzus, I love that tag. That's like the greatest tag I've ever seen. It's going to be doing the equalizer rollout while his friend Mela does the jumping rollout. Pretty much how you do it, because you're going to have one soldier doing the jumps and helping the medic build Uber, and you're going to have the other one. Getting there fast and then getting the crit heals, so that basically you have both of your soldiers getting 300 health by the time they get to mid. But actually, look at how slow they were here. They have, in fact, been spammed out of the mid fight once again. SYOPS getting there much quicker. And yeah, there is basically no way they're going to get through without taking a lot of damage, so they are backing off. Now getting bombed in, actually. Looks like our soldier over here, this is going to be Mela, is trying to defend. Ooh, this is a risky maneuver. Going for some kills, but going to have to back away. So... it did manage back with it. Look at how those gunboats are working. And by the way, that rollout they did with Mela has given them just a bit of an Uber disadvantage. You could see that, and it was because Mela was doing the rocket jumps, yes, but was at 300 health pretty much the whole time because of the gunboats. So you do see, okay, we have an Uber going down right now, but you do see that the gunboats there were causing the Uber not to build as fast. Just because if you have above, I think it's above 142% health, basically, if you're very close to max overheal... Oh, medic! Goodbye. Nice kill by Mike there. But if you do have above 142% health, you don't build Uber at the maximum rate. And so if you're trying to roll out there with a soldier who is using the gunboats, it's very difficult to build that Uber at the max rate, which is why we saw just a slight disadvantage. It wasn't big enough to matter, but then there you go. SYOPS getting a very quick capture. Nice kill! So we do have like a 2 or 3 kill streak there from Mike. Nicely done, and he is in fact dominating Bio. Way to go, Mike! Let's find a demo man. Once again, we've already seen Blick, so I want to see, wait, what does Hooli play? There you go. I want to see the Hooli rollout. Not too bad. And I just want to take this this time to give a word to our sponsors, including... No, I'm just kidding. I don't have sponsors. I don't get money for this. Big jump by the soldier over there. Took a lot of fall damage from that. So you gotta be careful. There goes Mela, though. It looks like SYOPS may be able to take on this win once again. Just want to watch the medic perspective for a second here, just to see how he moves. I mean, basically, as a medic, you're not dealing damage. You're not going to be the aggressive one. You pretty much just need to follow the rest of your team. Let them do the defense. Nicely done, actually, by the SYOPS team to defend that medic. And pretty much it looked like a disjointed play there by the Superfriends. They're trying to keep the medic alive. Oh, and he gets needled to death. Nice kill by Combat Toast. So we are seeing that Toast can kill, guys. Be very careful with your Toast. Bio pulling out the 3-rune blade there, which is just a reskin of the Boston Basher, which is why it is allowed. Boston Basher, of course, is a new addition to ESEA this season, and it lets scouts build that Uber. I've been asking some medics about it, and pretty much they're just like, yeah, we're cool with it. It lets us build the Uber faster, like even if we don't have soldiers around. And pretty much the only time you're going to use it is if you like lose a big fight and you have to drop back with a scout, and then the scout is, or if you're like following a scout to the mid-fight, and then you just get to build your Uber faster. So it's interesting addition. I kind of like how they use it. Interesting sentry location here too. Pretty much, I wonder if he's just gonna like build it up to level 2 and then move it. That might be what he's gonna do. But he may just leave it here and leave it as a defense for the medic. But then it's not gonna cover the point, which is you know, half the point of a sentry. We'll see what happens. The SYOPS team is gonna have the Uber. They're going to push in, I think, relatively soon. They've got a heavy as well. Swedes on the heavy. I think I know a couple of Swedes, and they don't look quite like this. But they definitely have that muscular physique that you would expect out of those Nordic folk. Anyway, here comes the SYOPS team. Looks like they do want to push just now. Sentry is level 3. Dispenser, I think, getting up there to level... No, it's still level 1. There you go. Now it's level 2. And the Sentry is blowing back the entire red team quite nicely, in fact. It was doing its job beautifully. Wow, had to sneeze there. But yeah, a little bit of time on the point right now by our soldier, but he gets taken down very quickly. The Uber is just now fading for our blue team, and they've moved the Sentry. Nicely done by Predecessor, actually. I like the movement here. Of course, it's quite a damaged Sentry. He's got to get some metal to repair that. But you do see that after he had to pick it up and put it down in another location, that it was still defended from the people who were going to be spamming it, but it still had the opportunity to shut down wide lanes of attack. Problem with running an NG, though, is that you are very immobile on defense. And look, now he's moved it again. He's kind of expecting them to come in and look for it behind the point, and now, of course, it's going to be here instead. So it's a common location, but you still have to find out where it is and react to it very, very quickly, which hopefully the SYOPS team can do on offense. Right now, of course, it is 2-1, with probably about maybe like 10 minutes remaining in this half, maybe even more. I don't know. But we'll see. SYOPS not pushing in just yet. They've decided against the heavy play this time around. They're pushing with a very standard lineup of 2 soldiers, 2 scouts, demo man, and medic. It's going to be good for mobility when they get into the point, but it's not going to be... What was that? I have never heard that. Not going to be good for getting the early picks. That's a difficult thing to do, and you kind of need a sniper or a spy or something. That's why you see so much off-classing on Warmfront, is because you really need to get at least 1 or 2 kills before you push in to really have a strong chance of winning this point. Right now, they've popped the Uber, and they've popped it so early that the enemy is going to have plenty of time to get their own Uber. And look at that Sentry blasting the team back there. Medic getting caught way out of position. Now SYOPS losing a lot of players. And oh, good damage coming in by Blix, but now the Uber's popped for our blue team, and Blix going to get taken out as well. It's only Mike left alive. Nice defense by the Superfriends, yo. People are now talking about wanting to moderate my Twitch TV channel, all the chat and stuff, and we'll have different mods for shaving shaving his back and trimming his... Guys, I don't actually have any hair on my back. I'm ashamed of that. But I've got hair on my face, and that's quite enough for me. The SYOPS team is backing up to the middle point now after having severely lost that push. They were not prepared for where that Sentry was at all, and some big advantage here positioning-wise for the blue team. Scout coming in on the medic does manage to take out the soldier, but then gets killed by Mike, who is now protecting the medic. His friendly scout there had to go grab the health kit, but it looks like Combat Toast and the rest of his team, the Superfriends, are not able to push in just yet. I thought they would have had the middle point, but it looks like SYOPS managed to beat them back into the second. And yeah, once again, you see them making the right choice. They are pretty well, they were standing inside. Maybe they're waiting for that Uber, which they now have, and they are going to push forward with. Team Superfriends pushing on the left-hand side, which is an interesting choice, but if they can take out Cheerus quickly here, that's... Oh, Cheerus getting... Wow, could have been close, but no, Cheerus gets taken out by Mela. Very nice kill there. Nonetheless, Superfriends are losing everybody. They were so focused on killing that medic, they didn't get any of the combat classes down, and now there's a big back cap going on. Looks like both the scouts, probably. And now they're all the way on to the last already. That's going to be it. That's a back cap there by Mike and the fellow scout. Both of them managing to get on that. So, capturing the blue base, that makes it 2-2. Putting the game a lot closer together. So let's see here. Blix going to set some stickies down, and we're going to watch his rollout once again. Looks like he's... he didn't take any fall damage from that. I don't think I've ever made a Warmfront rollout without taking fall damage. That's pretty cool. This guy's got some good sticky jumps. And taking this left-hand side... Oh, darn it. Hit the cliff. And that's not going to be good for him, because now his opposing demo man has a lot of room to rain down spam. Took a lot of damage, though. He's got to be really careful. And now, oh, soldier jumping in, getting popped up by his opposing soldier, but there goes Mela, first casualty of the mid-fight, and it looks like the positioning advantage here does go to SYOPS once again. They've got some cover for their medic, so he can just keep his team alive here. Cheerus, I think Cheerus is a guy anyway, can keep the team alive here while pushing the rest of them forward. Man, you know what would be really cool? If TF2, like, built-in skins for... Oh, that's kind of a common ambush location. Good jumping by Cheerus to keep himself alive. If TF2 had like built-in skins, you could choose whether to be a man or woman, but then that would just be even more confusing because you know half the men would choose the woman's skin anyway, and I'd just be like, oh, I don't know. So never mind about that. That's not a cool idea at all. I know there are skins to make people female, to make your... At least there were. Maybe they've been broken by updates. Melee using that glass there as cover just to see which end the enemies come in from, and there goes a scout for SYOPS already. Kind of an interesting push there. They did have an Uber advantage to get themselves in a position to deal the damage, but now they are getting the damage dealt to them. Jesus and Predecessor taken out, but that's the first two casualties, and blue team here looks like they should have, well, they should have had this defense, but now they've got a medic demo in on top of them, and it's only a medic left alive. There you go. That's the halftime. Wow. So in the second half, we're going to have to see whether the Super Friends can really manage to bring back the points, because they had an early lead. Shut up, medic! Oh my gosh! They had an early lead, but it seems to have gone to pot right now, 3-2 in favor of SYOPS. They are running the Kritzkrieg, but whether the medic survives the mid-fight is the real question. Already taking a lot of damage, actually. He's going to have to be really careful here. Does grab the health kit, so he's kind of backed up. Look at that really good screen there from the rest of his team, but getting pressured right now. Oh no, Combat Toast is down. SYOPS are getting a lot of good kills. They've lost Cherise, by the way. That is the medic for SYOPS. I've been told during halftime that is actually Miss Awesome, who has changed her name to Cherise. So now I know how to pronounce that. Thank you very much. Bio going to come in here and try to stop this soldier. Nice kill, but oh, could have cratered there. That would have been really bad. And now it's just Bio against Can't Hit Anything and Blix at mid, who have already captured it. So SYOPS once again in command of the midpoint. Bio gets taken out there by Can't Hit Anything, who apparently can hit something. I'm not sure if the name is truly appropriate, but since both medics were taken out at the mid-fight, Combat Toast feels like he can still run the Kritzkrieg and get that little advantage, which is actually turning into a big advantage, but they've got to build it. There they go. Making sure that soldier hurts himself. Is that Mela, actually? No, it should be Jesus. Yeah, there you go. Jesus is hurting himself there to make sure they build it Uber at the maximum rate. SYOPS looking like they may want to push in here, but no, they're actually being really conservative and waiting for the Uber. So this is... I don't know if they knew about the Kritzkrieg. Oh, that's really funny. The medic right now actually looks like... Oh, there goes the crits. Oh, not good for SYOPS. I was thinking that because of their positioning, they were going to get away with murder there, force the enemy to pop their crits and just be completely ineffective, but then they ended up, like, eating the crits anyway. So there goes most of the SYOPS team. Although they've got the Uber, they could come in and stop this. No, it's going to be too late. The capture does go to the Super Friends. So we're just going to see what happens. And oh no, Cherise running the Kritzkrieg as well. Wow, wait a minute, what? I'm confused, because they didn't build that as fast as a Kritzkrieg normally builds. Anyway, no, the medic is still running around doing this. I don't know how you do this, actually. Is it taunt sliding, maybe? If you taunt slide and you have the high five taunt, that it just, like, permanently sits you in this position. This is so hilarious! Wow. So, I'm a fan of this. That is really funny. It's actually a little bit broken, but there goes the Kritzkrieg right now, and already Cherise getting taken down, as does the Blueberry Villain. The only kill that the Crit Stickies got was on Predecessor, which was a Scout. Judas getting taken down now, but oh, looks like the Crits has been popped for Combat Toast as well. Do manage to take out a couple more players from SYOPS, and here goes the Crit Stickies. So I think SYOPS definitely going to lose their second point here. Yeah, and apparently it is just taunt sliding with a high five, so that's how you do it. It actually is a little bit broken. In the case of the Heavy, in particular, if I've seen just on pub servers, if you taunt slide with a Heavy, people can't tell when you're spun up. Especially like if you have the Tomislav out, it's really, really crazy to deal with, because you can't tell if the Heavy actually sees you and spins up, or if he's just walking past you or whatever. So that's, I don't know, it's broken. They probably need to fix that. But until they do, oh, that's hilarious. Anyway, the team captains here, the Super Friends EO, going to be pushing into last point pretty soon. They've almost got their Uber ready to go. Is it still a Kritzkrieg, though? That's not a good thing to push into last with. Not usually. Not on Warmfront especially, because Warmfront... well, they did get a pick. So if they can get a couple more... Oh, but there is a nice sticky trap. and already Combat Toast deciding he doesn't want to die. He's going to back out of there. There goes the regular Uber now for our blue team, and so they're going to, I think, push right back out. Should be able to do that. Bio and Mela, the only ones left alive who are combat classes for our red team. Engineer pushing out along with the rest of the group. And there you go, Sticky's spamming down this doorway to prevent anybody from trying to run back through. I like that play by Blix. He's not worried about trying to get kills. He's just trying to shut off avenues of attack and retreat for his opponents, which is a very important thing to do, especially when you're trying to capture that second point. You just want to make sure they can't get back in to stop you. That's what he did. Nice kill on Bio, who was chasing in after him, probably chased a little bit too hard, and that medic is still taunt sliding. That is hilarious. But the Superfriends have been back up to their midpoint once again. They may be able to push here because it's actually, I think it's pretty strongly in favor of the attacking team. The team who holds mid usually ends up being able to push into second regardless of the situation. But there goes Mela, oh, taken out there by Blix with some nice pills. Oh, Sherry's got to be really careful here. Does pop the Uber just in time. And now pushing right back in to the red team who have lost players. And yeah, they were not able to get that cap, so actually Superfriends probably going to have to be backing away from the middle point pretty soon. Jesus is going to try and keep his team alive, but already, oh, Medic was going to get pressured there, but whoever that scout was ended up eating a direct rocket to the face. Might have been Mike, yeah, I think it was. So he was overhealed. It didn't hurt him too much, but he does have to back off. Doesn't want to eat another rocket or a shotgun blast or whatever. Anyway, here goes, oh, a soldier jumping right back into mid, but that's not a good position to be in. Jesus and Mela both taken out, no soldiers left to defend that medic, so it's going to have to be, that basically the rest of the team kind of has to collapse in to make sure the medic stays safe. You've got to have both a demo and a scout there to defend against, scouts, soldiers, demos, whatever else. Now there goes Mike, but can the red team defend this point now? It looks like they should be able to. They've got a crits ready to go, and they've got a demo man in position. So welcome to the We Crits once again fest is what's really going to happen here. I'm kind of interested to see, right now they're actually setting up some sticky traps, interestingly enough. That's got to be a really difficult trap to hit, because you've got to be standing like right where the camera is right now if you want to get taken out by that. Good pills coming in so far from Blix, as in Hans Blix, doing some UN weapons inspection here, but oh yeah, they did spot out the sticky traps, so they're not going to be taken for a ride by that one. Oh, nice crit sticky. Wow, that would have killed the demo man if that Uber had not been popped right then. Very nicely done by the medic to determine the optimal time to pop an Uber. Hooli now coming right back in though. Look at this. Everybody kept gathered up on the point. Hooli could have gotten a little bit more damage out there, but he didn't want to die. Got it back up. He made the right call to get back towards his last point so he can start laying down some sticky traps and keep the enemy team out of here. So far, there's already a lot of pressure coming in though. Who is that? Wow, pretty much Blix and Swedes and now everybody from SYOPS jumping in here. They have a bit of an Uber advantage, although they're nowhere close to an Uber. They're just pushing in with a player advantage. Now they've actually got a player disadvantage, and it may not even matter because they've got players on the point right now. No, I think that Superfriends do have this defense. What is Cherise doing right now? Going for an Uber saw, not going to be quite enough. A good attempt, and now it is just, I think this is Mike running around back here. Yeah, gets taken out by Predecessor. So, oh man, the Superfriends do have a little bit of an opportunity to push out to their second point. This has been a very back and forth round. You're seeing it go first to one team's last point and then to the other and then possibly back again. But there goes Combat Toast getting taken down. Swedes was trying to run in for the back cap. That just was not going to happen at all. Mela now getting popped up in the air there, juggled by the opposing soldier who may in fact have been, yeah, it had to be Blueberry Villain. Mike just going for some pistol kills, but he needs that, needs that right there, that scatter gun. Good sticky trap here, just slightly visible as you walk forward though, so probably not going to catch anybody. Got to be really careful with where you lay those stickies on that point because it's such a small, narrow target. And now the Superfriends are in position on their second point, but they have an Uber disadvantage right now. I think they're running the regular Uber. Let me see. Yeah, they are. So Combat Toast he's going to have the invulnerability for his friends, his super friends, as it were. Did he? Yes, he actually changed hats. So it looks like when he's running his crits, he has a different hat setup, which, I don't know, like if you were at the very top levels and you're like trying to determine whether the enemy has a crits or whatever, that could be useful, because you could just be like, oh, he's running the other hats, he must be running crits now. But, I don't know, it's probably not too big of a deal. Hooli is going to set up some more sticky traps here, didn't really hit anybody with that one. SYOPS, meanwhile, going to start trying to push in, but they're on the right-hand side right now, which is not the best location to push in from. Cherise does have 100% Uber, and they are, I mean, they're looking ready to push. through the left corridor there, but they don't want to pop the Uber right when they get through. It means that basically the enemy medic has time to doing the taunt slide again. Yeah, the enemy medic is going to have some time to determine whether he wants to pop it, but actually multi-Ubering multiple people here, which means that the red Uber is going to fade just about at the same time as the blue, and now they're going to start dealing a lot of damage to each other. There goes Blueberry Villain, though. And, ooh, the Super Friends here losing a lot of players. Meanwhile, SYOPS is getting the cap, so I think that we're going to see 4-2 here very quickly. What is the medic doing? That's, I don't know, I guess desperation move right there. Not really a lot they could do, because that's the capture. 4-2 in favor of SYOPS, TF2. Oh, my gosh, I really wish I was not, like, allergic to everything. I'm going to start getting those, like, allergy shots, I think. Go to an allergist and just be like, hey, give me some shots, man. But let's see, Blix, once again, on this rollout. Pretty much everything comes down to this round. If SYOPS wins it, then they win the game. And good jump there by Blix to get some stickies on this high ground once again, so he's shutting it down, but actually looks like Hooli is going the opposite direction, so doesn't take any spam at all. It's kind of a... It's a coin toss as to whether your demos actually show up in the same area to deal damage to each other. Bio and Melee getting taken out, but there's a lot of damage coming into the app. There goes Charisse. Nice kill by Jesus there to destroy the enemy medic, but everybody, oh no! Combat Toast was getting pressured, and Hooli was not paying attention behind him, so SYOPS kills the enemy medic as well. It's just Predecessor left alive, and he gets shotgunned to death, slams his face into the wall there, lands on the ground in a very painful position. So the SYOPS team is now pushing forward once again. Now they aren't going to have an Uber advantage, which is too bad for them, but a big positioning advantage and a big morale advantage after that mid-fight where they pretty much wiped out the Super Friends team. So, is this the end for the Super Friends? Tune in to find out. I don't know. It looks like maybe they're gonna have to start relying on the B team or the C team. You know, bring out Aquaman or something, because it looks like Superman and Batman and whoever else are not up to the task at the moment here. SYOPS could very well push in and win this game, but oh, they've got Swedes actually on the sniper right now. Let's see if Swedes can't get a good hit. He's just leaving the medic hanging here though. Nope, don't want to give you a high five. Sorry, dude, you're not cool enough. Or dudette, no, you're not cool enough for this. What is he doing? He's just doing a little sniper dance. There you go. Now he's finally going to decide to peek in here and look for a kill. He could have gotten spotted there actually, but he hasn't been yet. Gonna go for the soldier. Oh, misses the shot entirely, and now he's been spotted out for sure. So they do know there's a sniper peeking in towards them. That's good information for the Super Friends to have. It means they can all hide behind stuff and not get their heads shaved off. Swede's looking for the kill here, and actually this is letting his team get considerable ground to push in. They can, you know, because of where the red team is basically backed up to, they can peek into the entrances very easily. I like this positioning here by this scout though. Bio is going to be ready to come in for a flank, and yeah, here comes the blue team right now. They're using the sniper, not necessarily to get the picks, but oh, sticky trap. And so all that positioning advantage for them was for naught, except they did manage to force the Uber out of the Super Friends. So Super Friends need to get out there and capture right now, or else if they let the respawn come back up from SYOPS, they're going to lose last point. They'd have a huge Uber disadvantage. They could not get the kill on Charisse, but yes, wisely, SYOPS backing up to the middle point. They are going to push right back in, though. And somebody on stream asking, wait, that medic glitch is still going? Yes, that's the thing. If you taunt slide with the high five taunt, it never stops. That's what makes it so ridiculous. It just never stops until you die. Charisse taking some damage though, and doesn't look too happy about that. There goes the Uber just now. Gonna flash it briefly to the demo man before putting it right back on the soldier here, who's taking most of the damage. And yeah, there you go. The SYOPS team is going to capture the second point. Once again, Super Friends lost one player, but they do have an Uber advantage. Are they running the crits? Probably not. Wait, where's that sentry? It is it really like right there? Yeah, I think Predecessor actually had it sitting in the hallway just to completely shut it down. Scout gets taken out. Okay, but now we're going to find the medic. Seriously, where's the medic? Yeah, there you go. Regular Uber, so definitely going to be able to stop the capture on the point for a while. And actually, they're pushing out right now. Could be a good decision as long as they don't get back capped, but Blix is going to go for just that, and nobody noticing him so far. He could get a lot of damage done here. No, he does spot a soldier. He manages to take him out. Nice job, Jesus. You are a hero. And so now the Super Friends, I don't know, they could have pushed out, but now they've got an Uber disadvantage. They really need to get the enemy medic to pop, otherwise they are going to have a really tough time defending. SYOPS is still running a regular loadout, so 2 soldiers, 2 scouts, demo medic,
Pretty much the same for the Superfriends, except that they still have that sentry sitting somewhere. And it's doing some good damage there to a scout, actually, who decided to peek in. But here comes Uber right now. Good job by blue team to push on the clock. They need to take out the enemy medic. And it looks like they're going to do just that. Let's see if we can't find Blueberry Villain. There you go. He is taking most of the Uber here, playing pocket, I think, for SYOPS team, and takes out the demo. That means people can get on the point without worrying about sticky bombs. They do still have to worry about soldiers, and invincible soldiers are especially difficult to deal with, believe it or not. Oh, that demo man going in there for some kills, and does manage to take out Mela. Kills himself as well. Scout comes in. It's Scout v Scout right now, and there are actually 2 scouts up, but it's really just Mike versus Bio. I think Bio gets the kill on Mike. Can't hit anything, coming in, trying to do some damage himself. If he can take out the demo, that would actually be really good for them, but he's going to get killed. I mean, there's basically no way that he can get away with this. Yep, there he goes. Hooli is down to 17 health, but managed to survive just barely. Got to get those stickies up there. Let's see what he's going to do. Swedes, once again, on the sniper, so SYOPS is going to play this more like a standard Warmfront now. Try to get a pick. Yeah, Swedes is going to be a long way away from that, though, so we'll just see if the Superfriends decide to push out once again. Now they are not running any off classes. And it's pretty much because they have the same Uber, so they're kind of expecting SYOPS to push into them, and then they're going to use the superior mobility of those scouts and soldiers to not only take out the enemy team, but then to push out to second very quickly. And they need to do that. Swede's going to go for a kill here around the right corridor, though. Can't spot anybody just yet. Gotta be careful about this. Really careful. Swede's looking in now. He doesn't want to get spotted. If he can get away with a kill here, this could spell the end of the game for the Superfriends. But I think he may have been seen through the glass. I don't know. Yeah, they know he's there now. They're all hiding directly behind the point, staring at him, kind of crouching in in sort of a taunting gesture. But once again, this is the kind of thing where if you're just standing back here and you're not spamming the doors, the enemy can actually push through and get away with murder, like positioning-wise. They can get really, really far up into here and then force you to pop pretty darn quickly. So you kind of give up a lot of the advantages of being a defender if you're all standing back there and not spamming. Good sticky trap up here once again. We'll see if that manages to take anybody out, because last time he ended up killing like 2 people with it. But I don't know. Where's our SYOPS team right now? They got to push in here. Blueberry's going to push in. Oh, watch the sticky trap. It's right above you. And there he goes. Oh, every time they try to push in there, it seems that demo has one of them taken out. And so SYOPS having to back up once again. But I mean, you know, if they back out, that's okay, because basically the red team still can't push out into them. And they've got a 2-point lead right now against Superfriends. Actually, Superfriends are pushing out into them, giving themselves just a bit of room for like a back cap. There was a sticky trap there, which just appeared to go off, but there is the Uber now for our blue team, our red team. I'm sorry. They do get taken out. Actually, Mela getting killed first. Mike coming in for a kill now on Predecessor, and now going. Ooh, wanted to go for the back cap there, not able to get that, and now he's finally killed, but not before dealing a bit of damage to Bio, who gets healed right back up by the medic. So I think, oh, this is going to be scary. Bio going for the kill on the sniper. Can take out Swedes, but Blueberry Villain and the medic, oh no, they have backed up, interestingly enough. They could have been last, but they pretty much would have been alone if they did that, so they decide not to. And once again, they have forced the Superfriends back to their secret fortress. You know, the Superfriend, what do they even call it? I don't know. Like the Justice League or the Halls of something. I may not have ever actually watched the Superfriends. Just FYI. That wasn't... I didn't have cable as a child, so that's part of it. Anyway, here comes the Uber now, and of course they do have a bit of an advantage, so the Superfriends are losing quite a few players here without being able to pop it, but their medic does finally get Uber here. There you go. And it doesn't matter. That is the end of the game, guys. GG. SYOPS wins it 5-2. So, thank you for watching. This has been Salamancer. Hit the subscribe button on youtube.com/fatmop, F-A-T-M-O-P, because that is where you will see all these videos in glorious high definition. And I hope to see you guys later. Signing out.